Conquer a rag trade merchants. It's enough that the Sternbergs are there and susceptible to takeover.
It's the money, Frank. David Sternberg came to us out of fear of Pinzolo taking over his family business. His father borrowed heavily from Pinzolo to cover the cost of reproducing goods stuck in customs. You got those goods released. Eli paid back Pinzolo. Deal's done, no obligation.
Pinzolo lost an opportunity. He hates losing. I say he's determined to take over because he has to win. He thinks you're working as his operative in the Sternberg business. He has you spying on them. Why else would he personally insist that you follow the fabric shipment from the trucks to the sweatshops to the finished product?
Where's the money? That order is the biggest order Eli ever had. He'll make a fortune off of it. If Pinzolo wanted to take over Eli's company, why would he go about the business of making him richer?
All right, John Henry, I am waiting with bated breath.
Want to bring in the dress? Now, the fabric Pinzolo wanted watch turned into a Sternberg knockoff of a Medici original ordered by Rightwear. Rightwear. It's the biggest discount department store chain in America. Blue chip among publicly held retailers. Innocent-looking number, isn't it? Might as well be napalm. If that were burning on the skin, it would adhere to the body like crazy glue. So, Professore, where's the money?
Fabric is tampered with at the mill. No flame retardant. Which is why Pinzolo wanted you to keep an eye on it until it became the dress order.
Correct. Where's the money?
Now a highly flammable dress, it goes to the Rightwear stores.
Correct again. Where's the money?
Pinzolo knows it's flammable.
Correct.
Where is the money? Pinzolo notifies Rightwear anonymously. They force Sternberg to take back the dress. Now Eli's in a thick stew. He has to go to Pinzolo to help reproduce the dress order. He takes over the Sternberg company.
Incorrect. That dress gets returned, and Eli faces federal charges, criminal charges. Rightwear's not going to sit on that liability. Eli won't survive federal scrutiny and the rash of following lawsuits. Why would Pinzolo, a suspected mob kingpin, want to get entangled with a company under federal scrutiny? One that's going bankrupt to boot.
Oh, yeah? Well, what else is there? Pinzolo hoping for a mass meltdown of middle-class housewives?
Forget the dress. Forget the Sternbergs. Forget Pinzolo. Forget everything you know. And ask yourself this question. What would happen to Rightwear stock if it becomes public knowledge that they're selling dresses that explode like Roman candles?
That's a very sassy speculation, John Henry. What's missing is a reason for Pinzolo to go through hoops to get Eli's piddling little company in bed with a giant like Rightwear. Now, the tampering with the fire retardant had to take place at the mill. Wouldn't Pinzolo just tamper with an existing order from a company that Rightwear already does business with?
If it was his idea. I'm an old dog. I look for old bones, like motive. And I found a double-barrel beauty. The pure, visceral satisfaction of revenge and the megabucks bang of insider trading. One person gets a double shot of pleasure in this deal. One person knows where the money is. Carol Goldman, full partner in the Wall Street firm of Decker Barton, daughter of Eli's cousin. She hates Eli with a passion. She would savor his economic demise in any event. And it is made that much sweeter if attached to her own financial windfall. She's the money. Pinzolo didn't get Eli in bed with Rightwear. What Pinzolo got was in bed with Carol Goldman.
We're good together, Ricky.
Yeah. I guess I'm getting more in this deal than I bargained for.
I'm not gonna be able to sleep tonight.
Well, I'm gonna sleep like a baby.
Oh, you don't have to call the Federal Trade Commission. I would love to see Eli's face when he gets that call. Hello, Mr. Sternberg. This is the FTC. And you're in deep, dummy. You know, actually, he should get the call from one of God's prelates. Because this, my friend, is biblical justice.
The thrill is in the pump of the deal, not in seeing the losers get caught in the wake.
Oh, please. Spare me the sermon on how to be the healthy capitalist. Money isn't enough. It's the vantage point. It's making sure that the right people in your life always see you from the vantage point of looking up. Preferably with their necks craned back at a 90-degree angle. And don't tell me it isn't so for you too, Ricky. Why else would you have this happy trails to your office?
It's not the looking up. It's the looking down. You can't see the pain in their faces.
Then I want this deal played out on street level.
You have no idea how you'll react to Eli's devastation. You think it'll be a moment of joyous satisfaction? You're wrong. It will be empty. You think it'll be just a little isolated suffering? This will ripple out and touch people in ways that you haven't even considered.
You talking about David?
I'm talking about people you don't even know. I know. I've been there.
It hasn't slowed you down any.
I'm an existentialist. Well, tomorrow will be quite a day. Business will die, stock will crash, a wolf will rise on Wall Street, and all because of something as benign as a dress.
Top of the money report. Chaos in the clothing industry today. Rightwear, the nation's leading retailer, has been cited by the FTC for selling a highly flammable line of dresses. Rightwear has issued recall, but not without incident. The window dresser at its New York store was fitting one of the dresses in question on a display window mannequin. The dresser, 35-year-old Terry Hutchinson of Weehawken, New Jersey, was apparently smoking when his cigarette made contact with the material. The dress burst into flames, trapping Hutchinson. He jumped through the plate glass window, escaping the blaze, but broke his neck in the fall. Hutchinson's family is suing Rightwear and the dress manufacturer, Elrose Fashions.
Eli Sternberg, this is an order to appear before a United States grand jury. Where and when is in the subpoena?
This is your fault.
What?
This is your fault. It's your deal. This is your fault. What are you laughing at, David?
You. It's my fault. Everything is my fault. Tell me something. Before I was here, whose fault was it?
I won't have you talk to me that way.
Stop it, will you please? I'm a 40-year-old man. You keep talking to me like I'm some obstinate teenager. You know, I spend half my waking hours walking around wondering, how can I prove to him that I've become a responsible adult? Well, you know something? I really don't give a damn anymore. Where does it say I have to prove anything to you? You want to lay blame? Put it at your own doorstep. I'm your son. I love you. Without this business, I love you. Your ledger is inconsequential to my affection. But I seem to be loved only for my successes or pitied for my failures. The latter being the more consistent experience for me.
I don't pity you.
No, you pity yourself for not producing a child in your image. And from where I sit, that is a frightening prospect. My efforts to please you are over. The business is, in all likelihood, in its death throes. I'll retreat from your pity and live a life full of failures and its infrequent successes. But it will be my life. And I really don't give a damn how you perceive it.
You can't beat me up and walk out of here when I'm in the middle of a crisis that you created.
Oh, yes, I can, Eli. And don't look at me with those hurt puppy dog eyes. I've had it up to here with the schmaltz and the sentimentality and the guilt. I love my father deeply, but I couldn't care less for the man sitting behind that desk.
Hello, David.
What? What is it now?
Pinzolo and your cousin Carol Goldman.
The letter's certified. It's being hand-carried to the SEC as we speak.
Carol?
They stopped trading. We can't go back in until they lift the stop order. But we're dealing with the bigger part. What are you doing?
Answer that question. I don't care if you were on the phone with God. I want some answers from you. I don't care. You destroyed my business. Take it easy, David. I'm going to beat your brains out if you don't talk to me, Carol.
David, you're stressed out.
What a perceptive bitch. I can't believe it. You and Pinzolo.
I don't know Pinzolo.
He saw you with him.
You spied on me?
I hired him to protect me from Pinzolo. It never occurred to me that I needed protection from my own blood. How can you do this, Carol? I love you. That you could be this vicious with me breaks my heart.
David, it's not you. You're protected.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm protected. See, I'm making a big deal.
Oh, don't be...
What do you mean I'm protected? What the hell does that mean?
You think I wasn't thorough? You think I didn't think this through? When the dust settles, you're gonna have a $10 million line of credit to establish your own business. You don't have to answer to your father.
Oh, really? Pinzolo's gonna offer me this generosity off his short sell, huh?
I am. Rick had no business telling you this. I think you better go.
Wrong, he's staying.
I can't talk to you with him here.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, that's not one of your options.
Pinzolo's short sell is the cost of doing much bigger business. I'm leading a takeover of Rightwear. Nagano Chin, the man you won't let me call back, he wants Rightwear. He's willing to spend $8 billion for it. I'm going to make that happen. My participation could exceed $80 million.
Why ruin me in the process?
It was convenient.
Convenient?
I had to destabilize Rightwear. The way to do it was clear,
And what?
and I get to kick your father's ass in the bargain. You don't want to hear this, but I owe him.
You owed him bankruptcy?
He robbed my father of his business and his dignity. When they started this business, it was my father's. But he was a craftsman, not a salesman. Eli usurped him of his ownership and his manhood.
They worked together for over 40 years. I don't recall any complaints.
You weren't at my house when he came home. When he had to beg Eli for a few lousy bucks for a down payment on a house in Queens while you were living in your mansion in Scarsdale? Or how he agonized over asking Eli for my tuition.
No, but you weren't in my house, sweetheart. You weren't in my house when my father had to tell your father repeatedly, time and time again, you had to say, anything you want, Phil, whatever you want, Phil, it's yours, Phil. If your father choked on it, it was self-induced. And if your father has a problem with his masculinity, you better look to your mother for the problem. Didn't it occur to you that the strong Eli would have some effect on me?
You'll survive it.
Yeah, but you won't. You have no idea what you're dealing with when you're dealing with a guy like Ricky Pinzolo.
I can handle him.
Oh, yeah, you think so, Miss MBA? From Wharton? Full partner, Wall Street big shot. You think because you can manipulate an $8 billion deal, you can handle a guinea from the street like Ricky, huh?
Yeah, that's right.
I can't believe how naive you are. You know there's somebody already dead in this deal? You know what you remind me of? You remind me of those people from NASA, you know? Collect enough degrees and you collect enough money, and then you believe you're right by force of your cash and your credentials rather than some reasonable analysis. If there's a problem, it will just go away because you say so, right? I mean, what the hell is 50 cents worth of rubber? An O-ring, remember? The O-ring? 50 cents worth of rubber? It'll go away. We got billions in this deal. What the hell is 50 cents?
Sailor Hardware, Mike Terranova.
Yeah, it's John Henry. Carol Goldman needs 24-hour protective surveillance immediately.
Her dealing with Pinzolo's put her at risk, but she realizes it.
She'll be the bird that sings Pinzolo's swan song.
Consider it done.
Raglan's coming in for a briefing sometime tonight.
And we sit and wait.
Raglan's back with a vengeance.
There's a soul full of demons our compadre hasn't exorcised. Don't push the wrong buttons.
You just want me to sit here and do nothing?
Follow the map, David. Pinzolo is in his office, counting his cash and savoring his success. He's unaware of us plotting against him. That makes him vulnerable.
Do a slap on the wrist.
Point A. The Rightwear order for the dresses in question came from Vivian Schneer.
Okay.
Do you think Vivian Schneer really committed suicide 3 weeks ago? Is there any doubt that Pinzolo bribed her to place the order with Elrose?
Probably not.
Well, it's my guess that one of Pinzolo's men helped her to commit suicide.
Oh, well, you try proving that.
I will. Look, the fabric from which the dresses were made were not treated with flame retardant.
Correct.
That means somebody at the mill was bribed to make that happen.
Another corpse.
Maybe another link in the chain. That poor bastard who died in the window last night. That's another link.
Enough links, we get Italian sausage, huh?
I'm trying to make a point of fact, absolute fact. Vivian Schneer, the mill worker, the window dresser, stock transactions, windfall profits, Carol Goldman, you, me, your father, Vinnie Terranova. We are all pieces of evidence to be used against Pinzolo. David. In this country, more people are convicted of capital crimes by a preponderance of circumstantial evidence than eyewitness accounts. Please, give me a chance to build that evidence, and it'll mean the gallows for Rick Pinzolo. What do you say?
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna go crazy just sitting here.
You'll go to jail if you don't.
We could tie a bow in a small package, but I don't think it would be...
Okay, what do we got?
We've got everything you need to tie down Pinzolo.
For what?
Insider trading. We pierced the veil on 23 corporations of which Pinzolo is the sole owner, all of which have been in on the trading frenzy around Rightware.
Anything more serious?
Nothing sticks.
We have to make it stick.
The Attorney General's office and the SEC are confident they can convict Pinzolo.
Yeah? What's he gonna get?
If the sentence carried the full load, he'd get 10 years and a $150 million fine.
I'm looking for lethal injection.
No can do.
You guys are wasting my time.
Radlin,
No lectures, Frank.
isn't that what you came back here for? How's your health?
If you really gave a damn, you wouldn't have asked me onto this case.
I give a damn. Now, what do you need?
I need to go home to my wife. I think the question is, what do I want?
What's the answer?
I want Pinzolo to fall without a net.
I'll work with you for that. You just keep control of yourself.
I'm a rock.
Any dreams?
No analysis, okay, Frank?
Any old cases rising to the surface?
Be blunt, Frank.
Cunningham.
I can't close my eyes without seeing him.
And we better fold shop.
I see Bernice, Cunningham, Weiss, and Abrams. Flashcards of the mind.
We all carry guilt. It doesn't mean we're responsible. Things go wrong sometimes.
I see it too, John.
It sucks.
I don't know about you, but it always seems to happen to me at the weirdest times. I was in church 3 months ago, bored to tears with this awful sermon. I fell asleep in the pew. And there was Cunningham in my face, saying, "Meet me at room 712, 712. I don't know why I remember that. Then I'm on that little balcony looking out over the parking lot. And Cunningham is walking to the car. He waves goodbye. I heard the explosion. It scared me away. I jumped up in church and shouted, "No!" at the top of my lungs. They all thought I'd been saved. The preacher was so happy I didn't have the heart to tell him I'd been damned.
Cunningham knew the risk he was taking.
He was a naive reporter, Frank. We suckered him into sharing that investigation with us. He and Bernice went up in flames. Weiss and Abrams are living in Gestalt, enjoying the millions they made on that phony natural gas scam.
And we would have caught him if we hadn't acted precipitously.
We were young then. Cunningham and Bernice were young too.
Well, now we are older and wiser, and we understand mortality. I'm going out on this one with the victory, Frank. And I don't care what it costs.
Our whole lives are in this room.
40 years of filling orders. Wars, strikes, disasters, natural and otherwise. Illness, death. Nothing stopped us from filling an order.
Till now.
Yeah. You talk to the lawyers?
I'm gonna end up in court till the turn of the century, if I live that long. And in all probability, I'm gonna lose my house and most of my future earnings, assuming there are any. The good news is that he thinks he can keep me out of jail for the death of the window dresser.
They can't blame you for that.
I'm liable for everything. This is the end of Elrose. And I have no idea who did this or why.
Eli, if there's anything I can...
No.
I'm sorry, Dad.
I know you are, David.
Hey, look, maybe we can stop fighting and be friends now.
I'd rather be father and son.
So would I. No, I used to think of this place as a jail.
Was it that bad?
Yep.
I never meant for it to be that.
I know that. Maybe you could start over. Pretend you're clawing your way out of Flatbush again.
I put my life's blood into Elrose. I haven't anything left to give. It's funny. Sitting here in the ashes of 40 years of sweat and tears, I realize the single biggest failure was losing your mother. And after all these years, I still reach out for her in the morning, only to find a series of cheaper imitations. Your mother is a wonderful woman, David. She loved me for who I was, not who I became. She's the only person I truly ever trusted, besides you.
Maybe you should go see her. Florida's not the moon.
It sounds just like her. No, it's far too late for Rose and me. But maybe I should stay around here and help you start your own business. I could give you a hand at it until you got it going.
That would be nice, Dad.
And I could get in touch with Feinstein and Pellegra. They could put up the money and everything will be in your name.
Why don't we talk about it tomorrow? Okay.
Here, let me make some calls. Just...
I love you, Dad.
I love you, David. Let me make those calls, okay?
Where's your father going? I just made fresh coffee.
He's making phone calls. Ready to do it all over again. Uncle Phil. I'm going to be going out of town for a few days. I want to think everything out. If I get tied up and I don't get back till Friday, you see that Raglan gets that?
Sure, David. Sure.
Hi, Tom.
John. Oh, I'm so glad you're home. The case is finished?
Almost. Almost. I went in and checked on Paul. He looks like he's grown since I left.
He misses you. I miss you.
This is the last one. I promise.
I don't know how your first wife did it. 10 years of not knowing where you are, what you're doing, who you're with, whether you're hurt or worse.
I promised I wouldn't do this to you. I'm sorry.
It's what it's doing to you, John. We just want you back.
I had a talk today with two men who used to be my friends.
They aren't your friends anymore?
I don't know. Right now, they're just two people I briefly shared a common history with.
Look, just remember there's two people in this house you can depend on, and we'll be here with no reservations.
I think about that every moment.
No, Mr. Honig, I want Swiss francs. No, I want Swiss francs. I do not want yen, because that bubble's about to burst. That's why.
Next time, Rick.
Yeah, no.
Get off the phone, Ricky. Get off the phone, Ricky. Okay. Get him out of here.
Okay.
I'll kill him.
You screwed up. Get out. Get cacciatore. Come on, let's go. Quick! Quick!
Get cacciatore. Bring me some scampi. Got a gun on you? You ought to take it.
If you wanted to shoot me, you would have done it by now.
Don't like cacciatore. He's my negotiator.
This isn't a negotiation. This is a transaction. You're going to give back to me what you took from my father.
Foolish pride is not a tangible asset, David.
Since history seems to escape you, let me elucidate. Well, I've always been afraid what you're capable of. I've never been afraid of you. Now, this is the drill.
What's going on?
You get him out of here, Ricky.
This is Mike Cacciatore. He's the only other man besides myself who has access to the safe.
This isn't a robbery. This is retribution. What you've got in your safe doesn't even begin to amount to getting even.
What the hell do you know?
What do you got in your safe, Ricky? You got 10 million bucks in your safe?
How much is in the safe, Mike?
1.5 in cash, 3 in bearer bonds.
How about that, David?
Not even close.
Rick, what's going on?
Forget it, Mike. Just get out. Paige Raglan.
Who's Raglan?
No, forget Raglan.
Hey, Mike, get out.
This is what happens when you try to run a business this close to the vest. I don't know if there's any trouble till it hits the fan.
You boys can debate the organizational chart tomorrow. You don't get out of here, he loses an arm.
Who the hell is Raglan?
I got his number.
I feel a lot better now.
Yeah? John, that beeper that Pinzolo gave you, it just went off.
Thanks.
Raglan.
Yeah, who's this?
Look, I don't know who the hell you are, but there's a guy here by the name of David Sternberg holding Pinzolo hostage at gunpoint.
Where?
At the office. You better get down here.
Look, it's the middle of the night, man. I'm in Pittsburgh.
Hey, I don't really care. From where I sit, you're in trouble.
It'll be morning soon. Then what?
I'm going to the bank and you're going to wire $10 million into my business account.
Fine. You can leave.
I don't think so.
What?
You remember pulling all-nighters at college?
Mm-hmm.
You ever take Burke's lit course?
No. I hated that guy.
You ever read The Mayor of Casterbridge? It's about a guy who makes a mistake in his youth and he pays for it the rest of his life. 20 years ago, man. Guess I sealed my fate then, huh? When you killed that Portuguese guy?
We did that together.
No, wrong. I let that become the truth, but it wasn't. I figured we were equal partners on the drug deals. So I rationalized. 5 years. I rationalized. Till cold-blooded murder became self-defense. Over a couple of pounds of hash and clashing Mediterranean tempers, I ruined a life. You didn't have to kill him, Rick.
Things got out of hand. It's a little too late for sackcloth and ashes, David.
You know, I buried all of it. I buried everything except the look in your eye when you killed him.
He raised a hand to me.
He was gesticulating.
David, put down the gun. If you want your money, you got your money. Come on, man. We were friends.
We were friends. The anti-war hippie entrepreneur and the preppy Goomba, providing the Woodstock nation with brain food. Simple deals, right? We buy a little pot, we sell it for a little more. Suddenly we're selling pounds, buying pounds. You're shortchanging the supplier, he objects, you kill him. I'll give you. You waited for an objection that had the vague appearance of a threat. But we know better, don't we, Rick? Don't we, Rick?
Yes.
Yeah.
Why?
I was making my bones.
Why did I have to be part of it?
Because you were my best friend. And because I thought you wanted to be. Had you not gone limp on me, this empire would be ours. Not mine.
And what you've done to my father's business is punishment for that?
No. That was for Carol. For me, it was a solid business deal. Do you intend to kill me?
And you're not going to kill me. I've made protective provisions.
With Ragnar?
Don't fish, Rick. You know, I built my life around that entire incident. I went out of my way to avoid you. I dabbled in dozens of different things because I knew that to be in the rag trade was to answer to you. And you, my friend, have no humanity, no compassion, no sense of family. We live through our children, Rick, just like your father lives through you. You should have held your own infant in your arms, Rick. In that one moment, you would have sensed all the promise and all the innocence. You would have been a different man, Rick.
I want to be different. There they are. All right, let's go. They're inside. Well, now, David.
We'll send it over with your usual runner. Yes, we have both signatures on file.
Okay, Mr. Newman. Smile for the cameras, David.
So hold up, he's got a gun! Stop! No!
Federal officer, everybody holding you, hold it! Now you put your guns down, you put your guns down. Don't you do it. Don't do it.
Get them out of here. They're all under arrest.
You get the
cause for arrest.
What are you, greaseball, a lawyer?
Yeah, well, as a matter of fact, I am. You know, you grow over 6'4" and everybody automatically assumes you're brain dead. Now, I think you're too short and wimpy looking to be a fed, but there you are. You arrest my client, and I'll make you wish you were a farmer rather than a fed.
You know you have your hand on me? What the hell was that?
You shouldn't have stopped me, Frank.
I'm supposed to let a federal agent blow a guy's brains out in a public building. You're off the case.
The hell I am.
You're unstable, John.
You knew that when you brought me into this. What do you do, Frank? Just add David Sternberg's name on a list below Cunningham or wherever else you got killed on a case before? Why do I get the feeling the rest of us remember in Kodachrome, and your mind's like the Vietnam Memorial?
I have nightmares like everybody else.
While your jaw is wired, you're gonna have to be on a liquid diet for at least 3 weeks.
No! Back off! Back off!
Looks like you're gonna need some more wiring, Ricky. Get rattling.
What is it?
It's your cousin David. He's dead. He took Pinzolo hostage and marched him down to the bank with a gun and tried to get back his money. 2 bank guards shot him dead at 10:09 this morning.
Did he suffer?
Do you know what a hollow point bullet does to a man's face? No, you wouldn't know that from up here, would you? Everything's nice and clean and tidy up here, isn't it? When a hollow point bullet enters a man's right eye, here, the soft lead flattens and expanding as it tears away skull and tissue, leaving an exit hole in the back of the head the size of a softball, spewing what was once his brains across whatever room he happens to be in. Did David suffer? I really don't know.
Stop it! Oh, David, David. Oh, I love you.